win, Dean and Wendy, because this is not peanut M&Ms, but these are American peanut butter M&Ms, which I have hoarded from my last trip to the United States. So this is the last bag, but I just had to show you that I win because they're better.
There are two candies that we always stock up on. One is peanut butter M&Ms. The other is peanut butter M&Ms.
Yes, always peanut butter M&Ms. Because Oreos do not travel well internationally, and because they don't sell Girl Scout cookies internationally, and they don't travel well either.
Oh boy.
Hello,
hi, everyone.
Everybody. How are you doing? Good evening. How are you? We are fine. I was going to change my clothes. I was going to put on another t-shirt, but then Alistair said that my pink hoodie was my princess slaying shirt, so now I have to wear my princess slaying hoodie.
Oreo's different in the UK.
Well, in the UK, you can probably get 3 flavors of Oreo if you try really hard.
As opposed
in the US, they have aisles devoted to them.
Excuse me, do you have Oreos? Yes, I'll take you to the wing.
I'll take you to the Oreo wing of the grocery store. You name a flavor, they've got it. Here, you can get plain.
Enrobed.
No.
I've seen
really?
It. Yeah.
You get like plain and mint, and sometimes they consider double stuffed a special flavor as well because we just can't have too much.
We can't have too much fun.
Too much fun. Exactly. I see my partner act in a play this weekend.
Oh, nice!
Fantastic.
Well done.
Parma violet flavored Oreos. Do not speak such abominations into existence.
It's like Rule 55, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, that would be like, I mean, are peanut butter M&Ms, are those different or unavailable? You can't buy them here. I don't know why, but I've yet to see peanut butter M&Ms specifically sold in this country. Peanut, yes. Regular, and sometimes you can get like the caramel or salted caramel filled ones, but never peanut butter, which is why they're like my bring back
occasionally
trick.
Coconut, or as I like to call them, coconut.
Oh, no, those are not good. Those are very, very nice. Dean is now going to will Parma Violet Oreos into existence, and it's all our fault.
Good night, everybody.
Damn, imagine having more than one flavor of Oreo, right? I mean, come on. You are multi-streaming this with a class on getting a mortgage. We can compare notes. Can you agree? That sounds fun. Hello, everyone. How are you? Oh, come on, don't milk this.
Dun dun! Bum 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 bum.
Somebody won an award on Monday.
This was really cool. Usual thing with this type of stuff, even, you know, whether I win things or whether I'm a finalist or whatever. The finalist list in particular, but also the long list stuff. Just it's like a how do you listen to really good podcasts list.
Yes.
You know, you could go in on literally any show that is quoted and you would have a good time.
Also, this got here really fast.
Like 2 days.
Like, I ordered it on the day the awards were announced, and it's here, and it's Wednesday. It's like 2 days later, so... Thank you for this, the newest in my arsenal against Alistair's imposter syndrome. I greatly appreciate it, all of you.
Thank you, Fox and Moose. And yes, I am like this like weird lighthouse of nerd in my LinkedIn circle, because there's a lot of kind of game dev folks on there and a lot of kind of serious business people, and then there's me going, I got an award for a thing. Here you go.
And you did a very good job. I am insufferably smug about Alistair winning for Malachi in particular.
Tell the people why.
Because when Roguemaker was casting, Alistair had been here, obviously.
I'd been bastards, basically.
And he had been in St. Kilda, and he'd done one or two other sort of like dark, grim bastard characters.
Terrible bastard.
And he was worried, and I was worried that he was gonna start getting typecast. And so I said, okay, fine, we're gonna find you something completely against type and fluffy and wonderful to audition for. And then we saw the role for Malachi, and I'm like, that! You are going to audition for that! And he's like, really? Me? I'm like, yes, you, go! And so he auditioned, and then he got cast. And then he won an award! So I'm very smug, which just makes me very happy.
I'm so pleased for all the stuff that's gone to all the shows on those lists.
I know, the list of winners was just like phenomenal. There is so much good talent in there. It's really cool.
I do know about being typecast.
They can't. Oh, gee, Dean. Gee. Exactly. By the way, that tuxedo was tight.
Good
Well
lord,
done.
Dean. Good lord.
You are tall and lanky enough to pull off flares. I am not. But yes, very well done. Exactly. So yes, it's been quite an eventful week.
Stabby Twinks, Dean.
Stabby
Twinks.
Be specific, right? Exactly.
No, also, Stabby Twinks needs to be the name of a pub in something.
Stabby Twinks would be a
Hello, welcome
great.
to the Stabby Twinks.
Stabby Twinks would be a great pub name, or maybe like a troupe, like a dance or performer troupe in a fantasy setting.
And now, the Stabby Twinks proudly present the greatest hits of Salt and Pepper, set to big band.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
something like that. Yes, exactly. So, Stabby Twinks improv troupe. Well done, Eldritch. Excellent. Teen's going to put that into their D&D campaign. Okay, you're welcome. / I'm sorry. So yes, it's been an eventful week. Monday was wonderful. We didn't stay up late to watch them because they were on at like 1 a.m. our time. But
Yes.
it was nice to wake up on Wendy on top of the pops this evening. And
Do what you need to do, Ocean. Thanks for stopping by.
yeah, no problem,
all
Ocean.
good.
We'll report back with princess-themed nightmares. We'll be in the middle of a princess-themed nightmare when you report back, so don't worry about it. And then something else got announced, did it not?
Oh, yes. Speaking of having...
Folks, we have had to resort to a spreadsheet. Now, what is the count? 11? 12?
It's 11.
There's
I'm aiming for 12 just for neatness.
I really hope
I'm in quite a lot
I
of things
hope
this
you
year.
enjoy listening to him because
Because
there's
you're going
so
to.
much of him to
Oh
listen
boy.
to.
So far 11. I'm kind of aiming for 12, and then I'm going to park things for a little while.
Yeah. The
Um,
music is still playing. How is the music still playing? Please excuse me, everybody. I have no idea why that is still happening.
I'm just gonna keep on
you
talking.
go. You do the thing.
I'm so excited about Mortsafe. And that's gonna be so fun. But yeah, I'm in Mortsafe. I'm in Among the Stacks, which went live this week.
Sorry about that, everybody. I have no idea why that is the case. Hopefully now it's stopped. If it hasn't, give me a heads up, okay? Go ahead.
I'm in Mortsafe. I'm in Among the Stacks. My episode went live this week, and I'm really, really happy with it. And I'm in a bunch of other stuff, including one show where, when that is announced, an awful lot of people on this stream and on the Sunday stream in particular will go, "What?" at one particular thing, and we'll find out. You'll find out about that soon.
How on earth are you hearing the game music?
You want to just turn the game off
Yes.
altogether?
Okay, fine. I'll just turn the game off altogether.
Okay.
There we go. I have no idea. Sorry, I have no idea why that was
Oh,
happening.
if I was in Darkside Detective.
If he was in Darkside Detective,
If I was
you guys have seen is it Pacific Rim?
Pacific Rim.
No, it's not with the kaiju. Yeah, you've seen Pacific Rim, right? It's classified. I can't tell you, but it is really cool.
I would
I
just,
shouldn't tell you. Okay, I'm gonna tell
I
you.
would take the Brian Blessed approach to NDAs. If you're unfamiliar with this, when Brian Blessed was announced as being in the Star Wars prequels, he showed up on a BBC radio station to be interviewed. And they said, "So I suppose you can't tell us anything about it." And he went, "No, of course not. I'm playing a huge frog. I'm the king of an undersea kingdom, and I have the last word in the film. It's great." And you could hear the DJ going, "Am I fired?" So, you know, it is not it's not Darkside Detective, but should that ever happen, you'll know.
Oh, we've already very please and thank you, sir, have said, please can we interview you, please, we love your stuff so much. But if you could wait till the plushies arrive, that would
be
also
great
cool.
too.
Yes.
Hunter, I'm so glad you saw 65. That is so much fun.
He sent me a text message in all caps that said, "Adam Driver punched a dinosaur," and I'm like, yes, okay, honey, I'm glad. Yes, he was very happy.
Yes.
And Fox, to go back to your question about can we get this spreadsheet? So there's this tradition in fiction, in the genre fiction world, which we also inhabit, of doing what's called an eligibility post every year, where you round up all of your appearances and publications so that people can consider you for awards.
Hey, Talia.
Starting this year, it's gonna have to have a separate section for all of the audio performance that he's done as well. So by the year end, there will be a full list of all of them. And the reason we can't share a list right now is many of them have not yet been announced. So we kind of can't.
But we are working on a blog post with a list of everything on it, which will unveil things
with all
advent
of the
calendar
redacted
style
marks. Yes.
as they go live.
Does Adam Driver lose his shirt?
He remains completely clothed throughout the film.
I know. I that's probably a comfort thing for him as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, what got announced this week that you were in? Your episode of Among the Stacks went live this week.
Super Suits continues to sprint towards us.
Yeah, but we're towards the end of the season, so we'll be a couple weeks yet, which is fine. Comments.
Oh yeah, I got to come back on Uncommon Commons. Uncommon Commons is lovely. It's this really funny, really dark, kind of very carefully produced horror podcast. And I show up once a season as the owner of a mildly spooky theme park.
Are you Old Man Withers?
Basically Old Man Withers.
That is so cool. By the way, everybody, JJ says hello. They are sprint walking home to join the chat, and I've just seen them in another channel. Oh my gosh, that is so cool that you get to play Old Man Withers.
I basically get to play Old Man Withers as Mark Sheppard. I show up for like 3 lines of season finale and go, hello, welcome to the park.
Welcome to Jurassic
Park.
Yeah, there we go. Nice.
Welcome.
That sounds really, really fun.
So that
Dean's like, I love that for you. Okay, so there was another blog post that I am encouraging him to write.
I've drafted it.
You have?
I've drafted it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Which is like, Mark Sheppard is, in my opinion, his ideal career path.
Those of you who don't know who Mark Sheppard is probably know who Mark Sheppard is. He is the king of those actors who show up for 2 episodes in a show. And you go, oh, that guy, he's cool.
He shows up, everybody's happy to see him, he accomplishes a goal, he either becomes the villain that everybody helps, he classes up the joint and then dies horribly, he's here for a good time, not for a long time, and then he leaves, and you're like, goodbye, Mark Sheppard, we'll see you next time, and he's been in everything.
See, I love how we mentioned his name, but people instantly come up with like 5 roles of his.
Right? Look at all these different roles. Okay, like
Sterling.
Badger from Firefly. Who was he in Battlestar Galactica?
He is Romo Lankin in 2 episodes of Battlestar Galactica, a profoundly broken lawyer who loves his dog.
Who was he in White Collar? When was he in White Collar?
He's in White Collar.
Dean, I need receipts. I love White Collar so very, very much. Of course, Leverage. Of course, Supernatural. Doctor Who. He's just he's just goals. He's so freaking amazing.
For a long time, he and his dad,
the art guy. I can't remember his name. Okay.
He and his dad, the late W. Morgan Sheppard, had a double act where they would play the same character at different times in their life. So in the Doctor Who 2-parter, W. Morgan Sheppard plays the character in the present day, and Mark plays the character in the 1960s.
Isn't Pertwee's son doing that now for him?
Very similar kind of deal, yes.
I love that. I love all of it. He has 63 actor credits on IMDb.
He's also... Tiny baby Mark Sheppard is in a very, very early episode of The X-Files, like the 8th one. As an IRA pyrokinetic assassin.
Of course he is, right? I love it. But yes, that Mark Sheppard is kind of like the career path I'm aiming you towards. I'm like, this! You're like, okay, this is a very dated reference, but like 3 of you in the chat will get it. He is Norm from Cheers.
Hey,
everybody's excited to see him when he shows up. He does some stuff. He leaves. He never outstays his welcome. You're always happy to see him. Yes. But the other part of that blog post is, okay, I've now done this long enough that I should probably cast my sights a little bit higher as well, and making the list of like, these are the things I would love to be cast as someday. And one of them is a captain of a starship in Star Trek, because I said so.
Just once, one line. Thank you, Dean.
It's very much Kareem's career as well, Enwich. Kareem has a different like entrance and goal. He's much more stage theatrically focused. Whereas, we both work full time, so we gotta kind of squeeze this stuff in and around. And I'll be honest, we both have soft spots for indies. We always prefer indie projects over bigger, badder, harder to work with productions.
Basically the kind of I don't ever want to do kind of leading dude stuff because I'm not that type of guy. But what I could be that kind of guy.
You could be that kind of guy. I agree with you.
But like a Dr. Watson kind of deal, I'd fucking rock as Dr. Watson.
Didn't we have this
We did.
discussion?
Ship's doctor, that kind of thing.
Oh, that was it. That we wanted you
Yeah.
to be one of the medical doctors on a starship.
Thank you, Dean. From you in particular, those are
That's
was a very high
sweet,
praise.
Dean.
Thank
very
you.
much. Well done, JJ. Don't worry about it. Enjoy your take.
Hey, JJ.
We've been talking about Mark Shepard's career. It's been fabulous. We planned an opening monologue for tonight, but I don't think we're gonna do it, to be honest, because we've been talking about the Audioverse Awards. Did we talk about it? Was there anything else we were supposed to talk about this week? Oh, we've also at the afterwards when we do the shenanigans tonight. We think we have a good candidate for the next long form spooky fiction thing
Because
as well.
You folks have been asking for spooky fiction, and we found something that terrified both of us.
Yes, and we're like, yes, that is terrifying. Let's see if we can do that. So,
Like I read this on holiday, and I had to read it during the daytime where it
Yes.
couldn't get me.
it scared him.
And Marguerite read it at night, and
I read it at night once.
had some very intense dreams.
Yes. So we will
Oh,
talk-
the spoops.
Yes, it is exactly in the wheelhouse of this group. We will talk about it as we get to the shenanigans this evening because we don't want to be like sending anybody to bed with nightmare fuel, and we got to work out like it's a full novel. So
It's a little one. It's only like 50,000 words.
Is it?
Oh yeah,
50?
you did the word count on it.
I think it's 50,000. So it's going to be 6 weeks probably worth of it. But it's good. It's good in that it is horrible and terrifying and wonderful. And we'll tell you what it is and you'll all go, "Oh, that!" And we'll all be happy. The end by Jason Mendoza.
Do we want to do an opening monologue?
Do you want to do an opening monologue?
Do we have one?
No. Oh, we do, yes, but I don't really want to do it. Let us do a recap about Slay the Princess.
Previously,
Let us
on
talk about Slay the Princess. Okay.
Because what we're doing tonight is Slay the Princess, which we've played before. But Black Tabby Games are doing this really interesting thing with this game. With it almost seems like they're releasing it iteratively, where the demo has just received this massive update with 4, I believe, new outcomes.
They're calling it the director's edition of the demo. Now, this is still the demo, so I don't know how long it is. But when you look at the estimated runtime now,
It's doubled.
it's like 6 hours. So I'm like, really? I'm wondering if that runtime is like to go through all the various endings. Like most Black Tabby okay, this is the second. Like Scarlet Hollow, this is a branching narrative adventure. So that there are lots of different ways you can play it and lots of different endings. There were 7 potential endings, unlocks. I'm not quite sure how we call it.
Let's go with outcomes.
Outcomes, yes.
That would
From
be-
the original demo. There are now 11, we understand. And it is lengthier. There's like 10 new pieces of music and a whole bunch more dialogue and all of that good stuff. So it's going to be chunk, but it is still the demo. It is not the full game, which means we'll get to do this again, which is great.
Also, this is not the only thing they've done. Shortly, they are, I think sometime in the next couple of months, they're going to push to non-Patreon owners of the game an entirely new game mode for Scarlet Hollow.
Yeah, it's in beta right now. All we know about it is something like, by choosing to continue, you pick suffering, or something like that. There is in beta for Scarlet Hollow now an entirely good new game mode. And I know nothing about it.
Personally, I think it's arena mode, but you know.
How do you have arena mode?
Just do Street
I
Fighter.
wonder
Fine.
if it is the no matter what decision you make, somebody dies path. I don't know. Go to their Twitter account and you'll see the "you choose suffering," and I'm like, oh crap.
Oh, Stitch. If we open that and dog mode is enabled.
Ditchling hunting, playing as the dog militia.
My.
Oh my god, I would love this so much. I have no idea is 2 chapters into a mystically minded herbo run and pacing it out for 1 more week. Well done. I need to go back and play that game so many times. And we need to play Slay the Princess so many times. So, because there are folks who are with us this evening who have not probably seen us play this before, and as I understand it, play as a dog with the understand humans.
God.
That would be so cool! Oh my god, if you could play Gretchen. I would just die if you could play as Gretchen for the game. So, because there are people who have not seen us play these games before, and because this seems to be like a top-down refresh, so we're expecting more dialogue options, more dialogue, etc. We're going to take this as first principles. We're not going to load any saves. We're going to start at the beginning and go all the way through. But before we do...
We do have shenanigans, though.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. There are shenanigans. What was that?
We have shenanigans.
We do.
Are they the shenanigans I think they are?
No, we had another shenanigan in the hopper, but I might throw it under the...
I think you should.
For those of you who don't know, Shiny Opals has been writing again. And they should all subscribe to Shiny Opals on AO3 to have the experience that I had late last night, where an email showed up in my inbox that said Shiny Opals, and I went, what? And then I went and talked to Shiny Opals on Twitter, going, what is this I see in my inbox? And it was very delightful. So yes, go and view it, or if you wish, you could just wait a week and we will present it here for you. Do you guys remember the GDPR thing that I love so very much? Are you guys familiar with the Ask a Manager account? Yeah. So instead of dealing with compliance at the Magnus Institute, we're going to deal with HR at the Magnus Institute. It is going to be delightful. I cannot wait. It is going to be everything. And I'm sure Wendy or Ducky or Zalia are right now digging up the link to throw into the chat. Yeah. Karen Fick, yes. Very, 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 very much so. It's good. We will be performing it here. Maybe not tonight because it is really chunky. Maybe next week, but shortly. We got you. So back to Slay the Princess. Couple things. One, for those of you who have played with this before and want a reminder, we have a Dramatis Personae. Dramatis Personae. Sorry. I refuse to abbreviate that. No. We have a Dramatis Personae for the Slay the Princess characters, if you need that as a aid memoir. But the most important thing we're going to remind you about is this is a horror game. It has exactly, Doctor. No. It has a lot of content warnings, but this is a branching narrative, so not every content warning may apply, and the full content warnings may involve spoilers, but they're there for you in the chat. Help yourself to them as you need them, or take a peek and come back as we go along. But please do, of course, exercise good choices for you about content warnings. And of course, if you've played ahead, no spoilers, please. We like being terrified in the moment. Just use the wiggle emotes and I know something you don't know, and it'll all be good. So I think that's it. I don't want to do a recap because if we're gonna go into this cold, and there's multiple people in the chat who've never seen this before, so this is going to be a fun experience. But I have to reboot the game. So give me just a moment to do that. You may hear music here shortly. All right, there we go. Let's see if I can push the magical buttons. Everything works.
Drum line from the Equalizer theme.
Why? Weird. I love you very much. Yeah, JJ, good reminder. A good recommendation. You might want to leave the lights on.
This one.
Yeah. Shall we put those content warnings up there one more time? In fact, actually, let's get to the main screen, and then we'll probably take our break just really quickly in advance. The Dramatis Personae file is not working. Thank you so much, Fox and Moose. That's really kind of you.
Thanks for the heads up, Ozzy.
Wendy and Mods, I will leave the Dramatis Personae file issue to you, if you please. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one more reminder about the content warnings. we'll get to the main title, and then we will take our little ad break. So don't scooch in quite yet. Make sure you have your emotional support animals and all of that good stuff. But yes, as you can see, content warnings. We has many. There we go. Include, yes.
Clearly channeling all his Stanley Parable feels.
Yeah, very much so. Black Tabby Games, we love you! By the way, there are new Slay the Princess stickers.
Yeah,
And
I was going to order those today.
that would be nice. And if you, like us, subscribe to Brendan Boone's Bandcamp page,
Bandcamp, yes.
you'll get all the music. There are 4 tracks that have been released already, but I understand there are 10 new tracks in this demo alone.
Also,
Talk about value for money, man.
Also, not for nothing, but if you subscribe to Brandon on Bandcamp, you will get around 150 tracks of music every couple of months.
The guy is terribly prolific, and if you're one of
like
his supporters,
4 EPs a
you
month.
get all of it. It's the greatest thing ever. Yes, JJ, very much so. Okay, everybody. The other thing I would say is that first things first. Question: how's the music level? Is it good? Everybody okay so far? You let me know. And then, there's a second thing I was gonna say.
Make sure you're hydrated, make sure
yes.
you're fed, make sure you have medicated if you need to,
Touch
make sure
lab.
pets are secured, all of that stuff. And, doors closed, Dapper Lumberjack, Catboys very much contained.
How's that? That sounds a little bit better. The other thing... Alright, so I've turned the music down. Hopefully that should be a bit better. And that's because there's voice acting in this. I want you to be able to hear it. And then the second thing is the game, by default, includes some animation. We have turned that off for stream purposes because we ran into some technical issues with it last time, which just means that if you're going to play this on your own afterwards, because you're all going to play this afterwards, you have a slightly different experience to look forward to.
Oh yeah, because whenever we got to the cabin, it would weirdly slow down, wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. All right, so we're going to take a little tiny break, and then we're going to come back and scare the pants off of everybody, right?
Hey!
We'll be right back. All right, hopefully that's not giving you double audio. I have no
How are we
idea.
doing?
All right, ad break's got about 30 seconds left. So we're good to go. Thank you very much. I think those are bits. Those are cheers.
Thank you.
Love the cheers. Nice. Thank you so much. Oh, it made little noises. How cool. Free of ads. Yep. 15 seconds to go and we'll be free of ads. Alrighty. Everybody hydrated? Ready? 7 seconds. Here we go. In the meantime, if you're waiting, go to Steam. To the Scarlet Hollow. Join our Discord. Ooh. I didn't know they had a Discord. Oh, crap. I'm going to write that down. You are ad immune. Well done. Well done. I love it, JJ. That looks adorable. Emotional Support Bear Committee. We would give the green light to go. Okay, one final reminder of content warnings. And here we go. So we're just going to start this game cold. All right. I gotta get this out of the way. Okay. Here we go.
Tiny keyboard.
Oh, that's changed.
That's it.
Yes.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
Alright, so now we have to make a decision, because I don't trust the narrator as far as I can throw him. So
we they've
Have you
overtly
considered-
turned this into the same kind of engine.
okay, I'm going to read all of these options because we have so very many. Explore. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up? Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it? Can't someone else do it? Forget it, I'm not doing this. Have you considered that maybe I'm okay with the world ending? That seems new. Okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Sweet! I've always wanted to offer monarch, vive la revolution, silently continue to the cabin, or turn around and leave.
I think we all know what the first choice you're going for is.
Who, me?
Yes.
I'm out of here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Peace out, bitches.
Peace out.
Seriously? You're just going to turn around and leave? Do you even know where you're going?
No, don't care. Don't trust you. Yes, I definitely know where I'm going. Okay, fine. You're persistent. I'll go to the cabin and I'll slay the princess. Ugh. Okay, fine. I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to the princess. Maybe I'll slay her. Maybe I won't. I guess we'll see.
Yes, I definitely know where I'm going.
Nope. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin. I'm actually pretty okay with the world ending. I relish the coming of a new dawn beyond our own. Gonna go walk in the opposite direction now. Oh, these are brilliant. Quietly continue down the path away from the cabin. Oh, you can do a quiet contemplation. I like that. I like this one. The only thing that matters is where I'm not going. The cabin. I'm not going to the cabin.
How much fire I'm not on.
Yes, exactly.
Fine. I suppose you just quietly continue down the path away from the cabin.
Yes,
Yep.
I do. Thank you.
Good. What we're being asked to do here is wrong.
Ah!
Better to wash our hands of this whole situation than to take part in it.
And there's the voice of the hero for the first time.
Ignore that annoying little voice. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Chad, I have a question for you for those of you who are experiencing this for the first time. Do you want us to do comparisons to the previous playthrough or not? Let me know.
That's strange. It looks like this path also leads to the cabin. How convenient. Everything's back on track again. Maybe the world can still be saved after all.
Okay,
Well, that's new.
so yeah, Johnny arguing with himself is a great idea. How many people live in our head anyway? Well, funny you should say that, Katie. The first time through, the non-director's cut version of this, you had to progress further in the narrative before the voice of the hero would appear. Let's just say that for now so that we don't get into spoilers. Okay, I'm going to the cabin, sheesh. No,
You're really keen on wasting everyone's time, aren't you?
Don't wanna.
It's remarkably selfish, if you ask me. I've already outlined the stakes of the situation. If you don't do your job, everyone dies. Like, dies. Forever.
I have only your word to count. Take for it, and I don't trust you.
I don't like you.
I don't like you. I don't care. I'm not killing your princess. Good. Maybe everyone should die. It's what they get for dumping me in the woods and asking me to kill someone for them. Ooh, I like that. You're not emotionally blackmailing me into doing this or quietly continue down the path. No, I like this whole, no. You dumped me here in the middle of nowhere and told me to kill someone. I'm not playing.
When I said everyone, I meant everyone. That's a pretty large group to just condemn to death over a single princess.
Don't you go needs of the many on me.
And, last I checked, you're part of everyone too, so if you think about it, walking up to that cabin and slaying her is really in your best interests as well.
Oh, Doc, go back and watch the VOD for the first time we did this. I went full ruse lawyer on him. No.
But fine, you turn around and trek back down the path you came.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, would you look at that? You're at the cabin again. Now, I'm not normally one for superstition or astrology, but I have to say, it seems like the universe itself is doing its best to bring you to your fated confrontation with the princess.
And by the universe, what do you mean? Yeah,
This feels crisper.
It does. It feels like all the dialogue's been refined and re-recorded for sure. It's bigger, it's chunkier. There's no fighting this, is there? I have to go to the cabin, don't I? Oh yeah? Well, I guess I start walking in a different direction. Again, in fact, I'm just gonna keep trekking through the wilderness until I find a way out of this place. Because you can't make me, and I'm 5.
There's always a choice. Let me tell you right now that you're making the wrong one for pretty much everyone who's ever lived, as well as for everyone who ever will.
That is quite a stakes escalation.
I don't believe that. I don't think you can prove that.
And here we go. As you trudge into the woods, something strange starts to happen.
Hear the music curdle?
Closer to the cabin.
At first, it's little flickers out of the corner of your eyes. Glimpses of familiar wooden structures through the leaves. But as you focus on your surroundings, you start to realize that those flickers weren't just a trick of light. In every direction, there is a path and a cabin. And not just a cabin, the cabin. An infinite fractal of paths and cabins desperately trying to draw you back to where you need to be.
Well done, GM.exe has stopped working. Oh yeah? Well, you're gonna do the adventure for sure.
Well played, Dean. I was thinking the same thing.
The lens switching sound effect is very nice as well. There is always a lighthouse. I know, right, Dean? Oh, so much vibes.
Wait, what's going on?
I love the slightly northern he's got going on for the hero there. Well done.
But you're too stubborn for that, aren't you? It doesn't matter how many paths or cabins appear around you, you're just going to do whatever you can to shirk your responsibility because you care more about irritating me than you do about the fate of the world.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't given me a reason to believe that not doing this is any less valid than me doing what you say I have to do. Yeah. I know, it seems even creepier. Everything seems a lot sharper. And again, we're not animating this sequence. There's always a lighthouse is a Bioshock reference. Yes, correct. But it does seem sharper, for sure.
You've doomed us all. You know that, right? But of course you do. Otherwise you wouldn't just wander off into the forest in search of certain death.
Can't help but notice how alive we still are.
Right? And here I am, not dying. Like, that's a good observation. The contrast, it seems a lot
the layers
sharper.
Seem tighter, don't they? back to
You lose track of just how long you spend aimlessly tromping through the wilderness, but it's not like any of that time spent lost in the woods really matters, because it isn't long before the world ends and everyone dies.
Rocks fall. Fine. The end. 2. The Stranger.
You're on a path in the woods,
Yep.
and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Okay, so the Stranger is the default path when you do that. You see the fence here?
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
So when I was talking about, the first time you encounter the voice of the hero, it's a cyclical narrative. I'm getting a terrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this happened already? Okay, no. You aren't kidding. She actually ended the world last time, didn't she? What the hell is she? Explorer. Oh, you bastard! I like that one. You invert now. I'm wise to your tricks. But I died. The whole world ended. What am I doing here? They've really increased the dialogue options. Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force me to go to the cabin. Yep, okay, heading to the cabin now where I'm definitely gonna slay that princess. Yeah, I get it, cabin. I like this. Here we go. But I died. The whole world ended. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead, and that the princess has yet to end the world, otherwise you wouldn't be here. And to answer your question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Gaslighting is...
If he doesn't remember what happened, then maybe it's best to keep it that way.
Does he not remember? Or
He doesn't remember what happened, so that implies the hero
I don't
does.
know. I think it's more fun if he knows what we're thinking. He's like a captive audience.
And there's the contrarian. So this is where I'm going to remind everybody about the Dramatis Personae, though I'm told that link may not be working terribly well, and people might need to update it for us. But, it gets kind of crowded in your head.
The entire world ending wasn't enough to get rid of us. I don't think there's much he can do other than object. I wonder what else we can do to ruin his day.
Whoa.
that's you, right?
It sure seems new to me.
If by ruining my day, you mean ruining everyone's day forever, then yes, I suppose there are plenty of ways you could pull that off. The world really did end last time, didn't it? We should be careful. For all we know, we just got lucky.
Mm-hmm.
The world hasn't ended yet, and you are never going to slay her with that attitude. Stuff those pathetic little voices to the back of your mind and stay focused on the task ahead.
Those walls weren't here last time. You can't just force
What are
me to
you
go to the
talking
cabin.
about? I'm sure those walls have always been there. It makes sense if you think about it. If there weren't any walls in the woods, someone might have gotten lost. Or, heaven forbid, someone other than you might have stumbled onto the princess.
I like the idea of lying to the narrator.
Me too.
He doesn't deserve the truth.
He
What
can't
was that
handle it.
paradox thingamabobber?
Theseus.
No, the other one. The morality paradox. If he's not going to play by the rules, then I don't have to treat him like he's playing by the rules.
You know I can tell when you're lying, right? Please take this seriously. I am begging you.
Hold on.
A warning before you go any further. She will lie, she will cheat, and she will do everything in her power to stop you from slaying her. Don't believe a word she says.
I'm going to believe every word she says because you've done nothing but lie to me since I've gotten here, and I don't even know how I got here.
If we're stuck going in there, maybe we should believe her. Maybe she isn't a liar.
So this is the contrarian playthrough. Good.
To what extent is the princess reflecting our prior run choice, and to what extent is the environment reflecting our prior run choice, even as our prior run voice is actively chattering in our head? Those are all very excellent questions. Yeah, those lines are definitely re-recorded. straightforward. Yeah, I agree with you, Ozzy. The
The
delivery is
contrarian's
different.
got much more snap to it.
Agreed.
Ignore him. He's just being difficult for the sake of it. Let's keep an open mind.
Here we
Okay. Go kill a lady.
go. No.
The interior of the cabin is odd, the air smelling faintly of plastic, the wood of the walls fitting together at uncomfortable angles. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table, its legs all the wrong lengths. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Why is there a mirror?
There's a mirror. That's new.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right. If he wants us to take it, maybe we should just leave it to collect dust, or better yet, grab it and throw it out the window. What good is a knife against a world-ending monstrosity anyway?
Yeah, the mirror wasn't mentioned by the narrator now, was it?
And again, good spot, JJ. Those windows are wrong.
Oh yeah, everything's wrong. Look at the dimensions of the table legs. Everything in this room is wrong.
I, for one, would rather have it. We don't really know what we're dealing with here.
And yes, this music's different too. I know. I'm gonna try and look in the mirror. Let's see what the... Remember, this isn't a point and click. We get dialogue options, so let's see what our dialogue options are.
I've already told you what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a princess. How many times do I have to explain this incredibly simple and straightforward premise?
Hero's got a bit of northern twang to it. Explore. Approach the
Approach the
mirror.
mirror. Approach the mirror.
Mirror. Okay, you didn't say anything about the mirror on the wall. Ooh, should we confront him on it? Yeah, let's confront him on it. You didn't say anything about the mirror on the
Intermittently
wall.
cockney.
Ooh, we should look at ourselves. Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes.
You won't be looking at yourself because there isn't a mirror. There's the table, the blade sitting on the table, and the door to the basement. There's nothing else in here.
The narrator can't see the mirror. Or multiple people are exerting influence over this environment.
That has an interesting backwash. That makes me think that he's not bullshitting us when he claims this has never happened.
Maybe he gets his memory wiped as well.
Oh, Stitch, that's really smart.
What? What is...
So he's seeing the original cabin you'd have seen on the first day if you hadn't turned away.
Maybe? Yeah, let's go look in the mirror.
There's definitely a mirror.
The hero can see it, but the narrator can't.
There isn't. You insisting it isn't there just makes me want to look at it even more.
Okay. Why would you lie about that? What's the point? I also want to look at myself. I want to see how handsome I am. We're looking at... Yes. We're gonna go approach the mirror. I'm not gonna say how handsome I am. I'm just gonna look.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here. This really isn't funny.
Wipe the mirror clean.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Alright. So we have seen glimpses of our arm and hand before. This is just like the beginning of a novel. It's like, you wake up and look in the mirror. But, we get a really good look at it now.
But it was there a second ago.
The mirror's gone.
And now it's gone. You know that taking the mirror away from us isn't going to change things, right? We'll find it again, and then we'll see whatever it is that you don't want us to see.
See what you don't want us to see. The contrarian is siding with us, the player, against the narrator now. Interest. Ooh, this just got a lot more. Oh man, I'm gonna have to play this through so many times. Khajiita's princess if you have slay.
Gone. Completely
It's gone. It's completely gone. All right, we're gonna take the blade because I have a plan.
You take the blade from the table. It will be difficult to slay the princess and save the world without a weapon.
I'm not gonna. Oh, look, our icon's changed. Now that it shows that we're holding the blade.
Okay, fine, you took the knife, but you really shouldn't hold it like that. Then how are we supposed to hold it? The other way, thumb at the bottom. Will look much cooler and more serious if we hold it with our thumb at the bottom.
Okay, sure.
It really doesn't matter how you hold the blade, as long as you have it. Just make a choice.
Oh, wow, you can change your grip on the knife. This is brand new. Let's look cool.
You switch your grip on the blade. Congratulations.
Yeah, see, look. Look, now we're in a stabby mode.
Yes! Isn't this so much better? Okay, fine. You're right. This does look a lot better.
Okay, are we done with the coolness points now, boys? Can we go?
It really doesn't matter. Just get on with it and deal with the princess already.
JJ, this game is incredibly tense. You should have seen the first playthrough. We're like, throw the blade out the window. Or into the basement. Should we throw the blade out the window? No, next time around. Next time we'll take the blade and then we'll throw it out the window. But this time I want to try to give her the knife. I've never tried that. Or if I have, I don't remember.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase built from an unidentifiable and featureless material. The steps barely seem to fit together, and upon closer inspection, they barely seem to go anywhere at all, let alone down.
This is new. This is very different. It's drawn different. It's got a very Escher vibe. It's flat. It's like you can't even tell.
The air here has an almost artificial quality to it, the scent of plastic from the cabin mingling with a cocktail of chemical odours. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favour. Her voice carries up the stairs, its multitonal lilt adding to the already uneasy atmosphere.
Hello.
Oh no.
Is someone there?
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, it's a Greebly princess.
Okay. Dean, my wife! Dean, you have many wives available for you. It's okay. Oops.
Nope.
Okay, so we've raced, this is the GLaDOS princess. We have raced to the bottom here.
This isn't what I expected her to sound like. What is she? Well, she's not a princess, that's for sure.
How do you know that?
She is a princess. Don't let your imagination run wild.
Just checking in on you?
That sounds nice. We don't remember the last time we had company.
Oh, yeah. Oh, creepy! This is so good!
It takes you a moment to orient yourself before you're able to start moving forward.
It reminds me of kind of the voicing we did for the puppets in Chapter 3 of Scarlet Hollow. That kind of very GLaDOS-esque, unhuman pronunciation types.
As you enter the next room, the form of the princess comes into view, her wrist bound to the far wall in heavy shackles.
But look at this, it looks like an incline. It's one of those optical illusions almost.
She locks eyes with you, one moving a little faster than the other. the loose skin of her face stretching into something resembling a smile.
Oh boy.
Holy shit. I don't know about you, but I'm sure glad we took that knife with us. I can't believe someone suggested you toss it out the window. Can you imagine?
Okay, so the contrarian is our cockroach totem. He's the mummy. Benny. And the music is just driving my anxiety right through the roof. This is amazing.
Why are you just standing there?
Ooh.
Are you scared of us?
Hi. Hello. Okay, we're dead. I think we're dead. To be continued. Okay. Yeah, she has such ditchling vibe. Okay, not okay.
All right, good hustle, everybody.
End. The end.
We'll see you next week. We're gonna burn the entire building down and cleanse the earth with salt.
Shall we try that again, everyone? Okay. Yeah, they make that much more straightforward, don't they? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she just eats your face.
Yeah, you're dead. You
Eats
were
it right
consumed.
off.
The end. Okay. Yeah, exactly. Takes a bit more of a scenic route to get there. No problem, T Holding. The VOD will await you.
Thanks
Have
for
a good
checking
one.
in, T.
All right, let's try that again, shall we?
This time with less, well, hopefully delayed horror.
Right. Testers. Love it. Okay. Let's try again.
Oh, there's a very interesting name I just spotted on the thanks.
Huh.
Not sure was there before. Trevor Henderson.
Oh!
Siren Head.
The writer of Siren
The
Head.
man who created Siren Head.
Oh, fascinating. Okay, let's try again. that one was not my wife, but my wife must be here somewhere. Okay, that was one of 11 princesses, according to with the new demo. So let's try that again, shall we? Yes.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess. You're here to slay her.
Yes. Shall we do some more exploration around this? All right. Okay. Hold on. The end of the world? What are you talking about? Yeah, but see? No walls. Look, the path is very different.
I'm talking about the end of everything as we know it. No more birds, no more trees, and perhaps most problematically of all, no more people.
Why is that problematic?
You have to put an end to her.
Quite like, do you have any evidence to back this up?
You have any
Look,
evidence?
you're already on the path that leads to the cabin. Why would you be here if it weren't to complete a very important task?
Kidnapping.
You've made it this far, you might as well reach the end of your journey.
So, this is actually incredibly well balanced, isn't it? Because almost line by line, my allegiance is shifting from the narrator is in on this and fucking with us to the narrator is also a victim.
Yeah, I think we came to a lot of that. Noted. No evidence. Precisely.
Yeah, we will do, Ozzy, thank you.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world? Let's say, can't someone else do this?
Unfortunately, you're the only one who can pull this off. I don't make the rules. I wish I did, but I don't.
Fine, pull this off. Killing a princess seems kind of bad, though, doesn't it?
Does it? Are you a monarchist? Is slaying a princess that much worse than slaying a fisherman or a miller or a seamstress? If anything, slaying a princess is much better than slaying a seamstress. Seamstresses contribute something of value to society.
Okay.
But how can a princess locked away in a basement end the world?
Don't linger on the specifics. You have a job to do.
Specifics
here.
are important.
Just get in there and do what needs to be done. We're all counting on you.
I'm just reading through. I want to take all the explore options. Have you considered that maybe the only reason she's going to end the world is because she's locked up?
While I appreciate the mental exercise, we are running up against a bit of a ticking clock.
Why is that?
Nevertheless, let me assure you, the princess is locked up because she's dangerous. She is not dangerous because she's locked up. And before you decide to waste even more of our time by asking how I know that, let me suggest a more pragmatic lens through which to view this situation. Causality doesn't matter here, because the end result is the same no matter what led us up to this point. If the princess leaves the cabin, the world will end, and there is no changing that. It's no use arguing semantics over a metaphorical chicken or egg, because the egg is hatched and it's about to ruin everything.
Right? I am just made of questions.
Unless, of course, you do your job and slay her.
Have you look, I really don't want to do
Are
this.
you serious? No, you have to do it.
Okay, what if I'm okay with the world
Of course I
ending?
haven't. Why would I even consider that? Nobody wants the world to end. I mean, maybe some people do, like nihilists, or very, very evil people, but
Like you?
surely you're not one of those, right?
Alright, so we've reached the point where we have to make an operative decision.
You have.
Okay, we have, look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's bad as you say, then maybe I'll slay her, but I'm not committing to anything until I've had the chance to meet her face to face. Fine, I'll go to the cabin. Okay, I'm sold, let's get this over with. Oh, okay, thanks for telling me what to do. Silently continue or turn around and leave. I'm gonna take the, look, I'll go to the cabin and I'll talk to her, and if she's bad, then maybe. But I'm not committing to anything until I've at least had a chance to meet her.
Then I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But a word of warning. If you go in prepared to hear her out, she could easily trap you in her web of lies. And the more you listen to her honeyed words, the harder it'll be to pull yourself out.
That's my theory as well, JJ. We, the player, are the external memory here.
Then each and every one of us is doomed.
Who's us, my dude? There's you, the voice in my head, and me and a princess.
So sure, go, talk to her. See how that turns out for all of us.
I will.
You make your way up the short path to the cabin. You'll find the princess within.
Not yet, Doctor.
We're not going to go through with this, right? She's a princess. We're supposed to save princesses, not slay them.
Hero makes his appearance.
Ignore him. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
My options are proceed.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The interior of the cabin is almost entirely bare.
No mirror.
The air is stale and musty, and the floor and walls are painted in a fine layer of dust. The only furniture of note is a plain wooden table. Perched on that table is a pristine blade.
Yep. Everything about it is different. This is the like standard log cabin mirror.
The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
So we can either go into the basement without the blade, or we can take the blade. I still want to try and give it to her.
You take the blade from the table. It'd be rather difficult to slay the princess and save the world without it.
Music's changed again. Here we go. And look, we can't change our crypt because there's no contrarian. That animation's new of the door opening.
The door to the basement creaks open, revealing a staircase faintly illuminated by an unseen light in the room below. This is an oppressive place. The air feels heavy and damp, a hint of rot filtering from the ancient wood. If the princess really lives here, slaying her is probably doing her a favor.
Yeah, this is what I remember from the
Me too.
canonical canon as well. Let's just remind everybody about the content warnings super quick, okay? Because we're going to get into different options this time for sure.
Her voice carries up the stairs.
Who's there?
No, it's not. It is a little different tone, isn't it?
She sounds dangerous. It's almost as if she's the one in charge down here.
This
Dean,
one might be my
Dean, I
wife.
appreciate your laser focus. That is chest voice, not head voice. Yes.
Don't let it fool you. It's all part of the manipulation.
It! How dare you? I'm gonna stick with the just checking in on you.
Oh, it's been so long since anyone's come down here. I was starting to think they'd forgotten about me.
A much more attitude.
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess. There's a heavy chain around her wrist, binding her to the far wall of the basement. She's so coldly beautiful. Is she really a threat to the world? Focus on the task at hand.
Well, tell me what to do.
And there you are. Are you here to kill me or something?
Okay, dialogue options. What? No way. Why would you even think that? Okay, yeah, you caught me. I'm here to slay you. Nuh-uh. I haven't decided yet. I'm just here to talk, or steal your nerve and step forward. Knifing respectfully. I think I'm gonna be honest. Let's go with I haven't decided yet.
I think that's a really good answer.
How about you drop the knife and the two of us just talk?
Look how reasonable she's being. We should just drop the blade and talk things out. Don't you dare.
Tell me what to do. I don't like you.
It's fine. We can decide what we want to do after we talk to her. Maybe she really is a monster, but killing someone in cold blood isn't very becoming of us.
Right, JJ? That is a very well delivered talk. Drop it or tighten our grip. Oh boy, we gotta make a decision here. Thoughts?
My gut says drop it.
Alright, let's try dropping it. We're gonna play this through so many times. Alright, fine, let's start.
The blade tumbles out of your trembling hands and drops to the floor with an unceremonious clang.
Yeah, I probably should have given it to you, but I love his sigh when you drop the knife.
Thank you.
Against your better judgment, you step forward to speak with the princess face to face, unarmed. We'll be fine. I don't know what you're hoping to accomplish here, but I can assure you there's no reasoning with her. Just make sure you don't forget about the blade on the floor. You're going to need it.
So here we are. What an awkward start to a relationship.
Explore. Yeah, it's pretty awkward. A
Thought?
relationship? Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? I'm here because you're going to end the world. There's people out there who think you are a threat to the world. What do you have to say about that? What's your name? How long have you been down here? Do you know why I'm here to kill you? Okay, we've talked enough. Let's start with the basics. What's your name?
She hesitates before answering.
You can address me as Your Royal Highness, or Her Majesty. Any honorific should do, really.
Okay.
Note the lack of detail. You can't trust her.
Same explore options. You know why I'm here to kill you?
Do you?
I mean, fair.
Hey!
I like these. You're apparently going to end the world. I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it is an entirely different matter. Lie, no, or remain silent. I like the I know what I've been told. Whether or not I believe it
That's
is an
very
entirely
honest.
different matter.
So, you're not going to share? How pointless. If you want to talk, I'll talk. But this isn't talking.
Okay, what is it then? How long have you been down here?
Too long.
Again, she offers no specifics. No matter how hard you try, you'll never get a straight answer out of her.
It just means she's not straight. No. Explore a relationship. Are you coming on to me? How would I get you out of here? Okay, we've talked enough. Ooh, some of these options. A relationship. Are you coming on to me? Should we try that one next? Or do that one last?
Do that one last.
How would I get you out of here?
You can't. Don't bother.
I'm guessing you don't have the key then. I'm sure there's a key somewhere around here, and if there isn't... well, we can always put that knife to good use.
Yeah,
Is one of her eyes a bit wrong?
the perspective is very different. Like, you can kind of imply anime eyes. I think it's intentionally.
Her sharp eyes settle on the edge of the blade. She isn't suggesting what I think she's suggesting, right? She is. I'm sure of it.
Okay, Flort. A relationship? Are you coming on to me? Ooh, go back, go back.
Don't jump to any weird conclusions. We're two people who have met each other. By definition, we have a relationship.
It's my only choice now is okay, we've talked enough.
Everybody ready to die? Again?
Oh, have you decided what to do with me?
Very imperious.
You know why you're here.
Here are my choices. I'm getting you out of here, examine the chains, slay the princess, or I'm going to keep you locked down here at least for a bit. We can get to know each other better while I decide what to do. Keep her locked away. Wow. And on that note, Twitch is making us run an ad break. So let's think about what we're gonna do, and we'll be right back in a couple minutes, everybody, okay? Get a stretch, get a wiggle, get a drink refill if you need to. Debate furiously in the chat. Let's figure out what we're gonna do. This chat has one brain cell. One entire brain cell, don't you? The whole stabbing, all of you. You all are like, free the wife! It's like we have 3 rooms. One, the limited environment room outside the cabin, which has walls we usually can't see which but snap and it can...
Ultra contrarian.
The cabin's main room, the room of the knife choice, and the room we return to be knifed and we don't knife her first. And the room below the cabin, the basement layer, the princess's initial stage, the room for maybe words before action. Alright. It's not quite...
91% say free the princess.
Okay, alright, so we are definitely gonna do some freeing of I'm a man who knows what I want, and that is simply a wife who could murder me. And I can't fault you. Right? Okay, fine. It's no longer unanimous. Everyone is... Oh, one person voted slay. Alright, how long do we have on this poll? How long does it run? Alright, that's okay. Alright, we're gonna free the wife, alright? Oh no, the poll's still changing! Look! Look! It's no longer unanimous at all! It's like a play in 3 acts, and a knife is introduced in the second act, and the narrator really wants it to go off in the third. Ooh, Chekhov's knife. So I married a world ender. Alright. We'll free her. And next time 3, we will do a speed run to slay. How about that? Alright, here we go. Alright. I'm getting you out of here!
Oh, you have to be kidding me.
Anything that pisses off the narrator makes me happy.
You walk up to the chains binding the princess to the wall and give them a tug.
Look at the expression on her face. She looks thoughtful.
They're large and heavy, far too solid for you to even imagine trying to break them apart.
Quiet, Johnny, this is my wife.
If you don't have the key, maybe you should go looking for it. I'm sure it's somewhere upstairs.
Doubtful. Whoever locked the princess away down here intended for her to never see the light of day. They wouldn't have just left the key to her chains somewhere in the cabin.
How do you know that? And if there isn't a key, do you have any ideas besides me cutting you out of here? Or I'm going to check upstairs, maybe the key's still lying around somewhere up there, and if not, maybe I can at least find something to break you free. Alright, so we'll take this last option. I'm taking
let's take
it.
this last option.
Alrighty.
I'll be here.
Oh gosh, what attitude!
You attempt to make your way out of the basement, but the door at the top of the stairs slams shut. You hear the click of a lock sliding into place.
Who locked us in? There's nobody upstairs. It's just you, narrator.
Is someone else here?
Right. Try the door. Hey, let me out of here. Let's try yelling first.
Your shouts and pleas are met with silence. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done. You try the door, but it's locked from the outside.
Would?
I'll repeat myself once again. You're here to slay the princess, and you won't leave until the task is done.
There's definitely...
Yeah,
it is.
definite
It's definitely implied that the
implication.
narrator can change things, but only existing things. He didn't, for example, create a metal bar or remove the stairs. He locked the door.
Oh no, we're trapped in the basement and there's only one set of chains. Whatever shall we do?
Children, focus!
You make your way back to the bottom of the stairs. This would have been so much easier if you'd simply slain her like you were supposed to.
What is easy that you're trying to...
Easier for whom?
Thank you! Thank you, voice of the hero! Thank you!
Easier for everyone.
Who is everyone?
I heard the door slam. They locked you down here too, didn't they? The knife. Pick it up and cut me out of here.
You? Okay, content warning. Remember, it might get a little gory. By a little, I mean probably lots.
You won't like what happens if you do that.
You won't like what happens if
You won't like what happens if you do that. You're not the boss of me, narrator. Save or slay. So we are voting to save the princess.
Against your better judgment,
Oh.
you place the blade against the princess's arm, just above the massive, unyielding chain.
Sorry, everyone. Look at her big giant eyes.
You cut into her flesh. The blade is sharp, and you make quick work of it. Before long, you're able to crack through bone, and she pulls the bleeding stub of her arm through the iron gauntlet.
Oof. Fun. She seems quite unbothered.
Inhumanly unbothered.
For sure.
She didn't so much as utter a sound. Free from her bindings, the princess turns to face you, her fierce gaze meeting your eye. How is she so composed after losing an arm? It's like she isn't even bothered by it.
Look at our knife. Look, there's blood on the tip of the knife now. On our icon. See?
Thank you. Now let's get out of here.
Lead the way.
Yes, Mom.
The chat is going to follow you into battle, ma'am. Let's go. Approach the locked door.
No, we won't have any of that. The stakes are too high. You can't just let her escape into the world. No, I just can't let her escape into the world.
Oh, so you're the one making the decisions now, narrator, huh?
As the princess approaches the bottom stair, your body steps forward and raises the blade.
You mean my body? Also note our arm, and what's this?
It's feathers.
Are those feathers?
Also, the princess has not skipped back day.
Yeah, right?
Wait, this isn't fair. You can't just do that.
Right, hero?
Watch me.
Oh,
Oh,
bite
man!
me, homeboy.
Okay.
One hat,
Oh,
one hat.
look. We have a whole list of dialogue options. But look, there is warn her. Slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess. We're definitely gonna pick warn her.
Stop that.
No.
I thought this was a little too easy.
Your body lunges forward to sink the blade into her back, but the princess swiftly moves out of the way before you can connect.
Oh, she's gonna buffy us right up.
Yeah.
Stop it! Stop resisting me! I am trying to get you out of here alive.
You're taking away my agency is what you're doing.
You're ready to be like, agency? I hardly know her.
Look, slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess, slay the princess. Resist? Oh yeah, let's go down fighting.
This is new.
This is all new. And this is the pointer icon for sure.
The blade. Move the blade.
At her face.
You're doing your best to help me, aren't you? I can see the conflict in your eyes. I'll make this quick.
The tiara is more refined.
It is.
She's being empathetic.
She steps forward and pries the blade from your rigid hands.
Maybe I'll see you in another life.
And then she slits your throat with an almost clinical ease.
My throat? She was holding the knife below the angle of the screen. I'm up here, honey.
Her face remains unchanged as she watches you collapse to the ground, blood flowing from your butchered neck.
She lost an arm to do this. And see, look, now we're not holding the knife anymore.
This is the end, isn't it? I'm afraid it is. Everything goes dark, and you die. I hope it was worth it.
Grim, you may be right. We may actually be a murder chicken.
Were we a chicken? We're not quite sure. Chapter 2. The Prisoner.
You're on a path in the woods, and at the end of that path is a cabin. And in the basement of that cabin is a princess.
Want to go full silent, Conan?
I want to get to the cabin and see what's going to happen next. Because I think this is new.
You're here to slay her. If you don't, it will be the end of the world.
I don't remember a prisoner as one of the options before. This is new. This is new. This is new. This is all new. Wendy, I'm very sorry. We're going to run past your bedtime if we're not careful. Let's see if there are bars on the window in that cabin. Totally agree. Let's get to the cabin. Explore. I'm getting a horrible sense of deja vu. Wait, hasn't this happened already? Okay, no, but I died. What am I doing here? Oh, you bastard. You're in for it now. I'm wise to your tricks. Let's start with, but I died. What am I doing here?
I can assure you that you're not dead. And to answer your second question, you're here to slay the princess. I literally told you that a second ago.
Uh-huh. I think last time that route led to the Fury, which I think has been renamed. Wendy, we'll do the speed run the next time the game ends. So from the start.
Don't forget what he did to us the last time.
Skeptic!
Around. I wouldn't trust a word out of his mouth. There's got to be a way out of here, for us and for the princess. We just have to keep trying.
This voice, I think, is new. I'm gonna check the Dramatis Personae really quick, but I don't think we've had a skeptic before. No, we haven't.
And there's a skeptic and a contrarian.
There's both a skeptic and a contrarian, and they're different. Yeah, I think last time that was the Fury.
I'm inclined to agree. If he doesn't remember what happened last time, maybe it's best to keep it that way.
So now these two are teaming up against the narrator in your head. Oh, this is great.
You know I can hear you two, right? It's going to be a lot harder than you think to keep secrets from me.
So my explore option is, let's assume I'm telling the truth and all of this really already happened. Really did already happen. Why should I listen to you? Why should I bother doing anything? I like that.
Those are two very different questions, but fine. I'll indulge you if that's what it takes to get you moving.
Well, I'll get moving, but I'm just going to make it hard for you.
Let's say for a moment that this really is the second time you've met me, or at least a version of me. You died last time, which probably only happened because you didn't listen to me. The absolute irony. Well, that's one way to put it, I guess. You really don't remember what happened last time, do you? You practically forced the princess to kill us. That doesn't sound like the sort of thing I'd do, which is honestly all the more reason for you to not buy into whatever self-delusions the three of you are crafting.
And he's just hip deep in a river in Egypt, isn't he?
But this is a thought experiment, so
Sure.
I suppose I'll continue to give you the benefit of the doubt. If I did practically force the princess to kill you, it was probably for a good reason.
Well done, Johnny.
Did you try and free her? Did you say something really mean to me? Because if I really did what you said I did, you probably deserved it. I'm a professional, after all.
I can't possibly have done anything wrong in my whole life.
Oh God, he's Boris Johnson. Ugh.
Sure you are.
Thank you, skeptic.
Anyway, I believe your second question was, what's the point of doing anything? If you're asking that, it sounds to me like you're making the rather dangerous assumption that your actions last time around didn't have any
Oh,
consequences.
that's new.
What do you mean? Of course there weren't any consequences. You forced the princess to kill us and now everyone's right back where they started. That sounds pretty consequence-free to me.
Careful, Dean. I don't think you want the narrator to be your wife after all.
Yes, but in this purely hypothetical scenario, that begs the question of how you got back here. Did time simply rewind itself, or were you instead transported to a different world entirely?
Ooh. Now we're getting very meta.
If it's the latter, what do you think happened after you died?
They've made this more overt, for sure.
It's also a fun
Do you think the
narrative
people
arc.
there lived happily ever after? Or do you think that the princess, left unhindered, brought about the end to everyone and everything, just like I told you she would?
How would we ever know? How would you know?
It gives the narrator more of an arc.
What a conveniently ambiguous group of things for her to ruin. For all we know, the princess left the cabin and never saw another soul.
Thank you, Skeptic.
Oh, how I wish that were the case, but if the princess weren't a certain, inevitable threat to the world, the four of us wouldn't be here. And yet, here we are. You're talking in circles.
It's multiverse theory.
No, I'm talking in facts.
But you're the only one who has any way of proving those facts. You can't prove those facts to us. So they're not facts. That's just like your opinion, man.
That's not a plan. That's a goal.
Let's talk about this princess.
Just be quick about it.
Who locked her in that basement? What is this place?
People locked her in that basement, and I told you what this place is. It's a path in the woods. Don't overcomplicate things.
You know, for a narrator, you just have no sense of world whatsoever. The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How was she supposed to end the world? The other option is, if people locked her away, why didn't they slay her? Why is this falling on me? That's a good one.
Very good question.
I'm not supposed to say this, but it's because you're special.
Sure,
You're the only person capable of doing this. Call it a prophecy, if that helps, but it's just the way things are.
That's not...
Oh, I didn't know we were special.
Focus, hero! Focus!
Of course you're special. Why else would you be here? Yes, right. We're here because we're special.
Because we're special.
Look, you're annoyed that you're here. I get it. I'm also annoyed that I'm here.
Are you really?
But we're all in this together, and we're dealing with a bit of a ticking clock right now, so please just get to the cabin.
You're being cagey. What aren't you telling me?
I've told you everything you need to know. Going into more detail would just overcomplicate an otherwise very simple situation and make your job more difficult.
Indulge me.
Not to sound like a broken record, but the less you know about her, the better things will go for all of us. I know it sounds like I'm hiding something, but you're just going to have to trust me here.
Ocean, I like that interpretation. He doesn't know either, and he's just blagging it. The only reason she was even able to kill me last time was because I let her, and all she did was slit my throat. How was she supposed to end the world?
She just can. Believe me, I wish I could tell you more, but you'll just have to trust that what I'm saying is true, and that, despite it all, you're fully up to the task that's been given to you.
No.
You haven't given us an ounce of proof. You do know that, right?
Yes, thank you, Skeptic.
What proof could you possibly ask for?
Any?
Literally anything.
Thank you, hero! See, we're on the same page here!
Fine. Check your pockets.
What?
Fine, I'm gonna check my pockets.
You put your hands in your pockets and pull out an envelope with the words, "The Evidence," written across the front.
Dean, hey, that is my card.
So that means we
So
have
he
clothes.
So he can't. One, it means we have clothes with pockets. Two, there's another look at our hand. Three, he can create things.
Within, you find a note in your handwriting. It reads, "The princess will end the world if you don't stop her. This is an immutable truth.
I have crap handwriting. Then again, you would probably have crap handwriting with talents too.
That doesn't prove anything. How do we know you didn't just forge our handwriting?
Or that you just have the ability to manipulate the universe and make this come into existence, regardless of whether or not it's true.
I wish I could tell you more, but there are some rules I have to follow for all our sakes. Please just trust that these rules are in place for a reason. I'm on your side.
Then help us and explain the rules. It says, "They'll end the world if you don't stop her." Not slay her. Stop her.
So, taking at face value the assumption that this is a note from us from a previous cycle, or from the previous period in time we're not allowed to remember. At that point, we had the intellectual nuance to realize that it is possible to stop her without killing her. That is a very carefully worded note.
Lawyer approved. Bravo. Well done.
You mean you're on our side as long as we do what you tell us to?
Yes, valid.
Exactly. Because you not doing what I tell you to do means you're putting the world at risk.
Taking aspects of the narrative and changing how they're perceived seems like a particular power of the narrative, doesn't it?
I think we've got everything out of him we're gonna get.
That's all.
Great. Now, if you don't mind, the whole world is waiting with bated breath for you to save it from ruin.
Okay, let's go try and convince her.
I like Dean's point. I like the idea that the princess is the only human in a world of dragons, subverting the Slay the Dragon trope. This does give me slight I Am
warning.
Legend vibes.
Before you go any further, she will lie. Yes, don't believe a word she says. Just go in, take the knife, and do what you're supposed to. Wink. Did you just say wink out loud? No, I didn't. Wink. Just ignore this clown and focus on the princess.
Wank! Going into the cabin.
The interior of the cabin is less a cozy woodland retreat and more like a dungeon. A few pathetic wisps of starlight attempt to illuminate the cold, uninviting stone walls, and thick, wrought iron bars barricade the windows, reminding anyone who enters that this is a prison.
And there's the mirror. It's back. So it's second time through. The first time you come to the cabin, you can't see it. The second time, it's there. So this is definitely the more of a prisoner playthrough.
Good spot, JJ. The table is like a repurposed barricade.
Or like a window that's been made into a table. Yep.
The only furniture of note is an iron table, bolted to the floor, a pristine blade perched on its edge. The blade is your implement. You'll need it if you want to do this right.
The mirror. Let's not talk to him about the mirror.
Just approach it.
Or just say, this whole cabin is different from last time.
Very different.
Yep. Oops, sorry. Sorry, everybody. And listen to the music.
Yes, but why? Did he change it? Or did it change all on its own? Maybe it's a different cabin entirely.
Blade is your implement. Whose implement is the pen, right?
Now isn't that a novel thought? Maybe you haven't actually been here before. I hope this means you'll finally drop your ridiculous past life nonsense.
He still doesn't.
You haven't died, and you certainly haven't been killed by the princess.
Really? I want to look in the mirror. I want to know if we have a neck injury.
So focus up. Don't get distracted by minor details.
Let's not mention the mirror. Let's just go look in it. Because if we mention it, he can narrate it as a plain wall.
Yeah.
Let's just go look at it.
You walk up to the wall next to the basement door. It's a wall. There isn't much to see here.
What are you talking about? This isn't a wall. It's a mirror. Or at least it'll be a mirror once we wipe off that layer of grime.
Mm-hmm.
You reach forward and rub your hand against the cabin wall. I hope you know how ridiculous you look right now.
Wonder where the mirror comes from. I wonder if it needs to become more reality.
It implies the existence
Of a third power. Someone else is acting to work on the environment because the narrator doesn't know it's there. And anytime we interact with it in a way that it brings it to his attention, it disappears.
I wonder if the next iteration the mirror appears, the voices will have enough.
Maybe.
But there was a mirror a second ago.
Because the voices remember. I think you're right. I think the princess is the most logical source from the mirror, but...
And now it's gone. If he doesn't want us to know about it, it must be important. We should keep our eyes peeled. Maybe it'll be back.
Yes, that's me. So we take the blade or we go into the basement. I'm kind of feeling like we should go into the basement without the blade for this playthrough.
Me too.
The door to the
Ooh.
basement creaks open, revealing an old stone staircase. A few sputtering torches attempt to vaguely illuminate your path, dancing across glimmering patches of slimy moss on the stone steps. If the princess lives here, slaying her would probably be doing her a favor.
Okay, I have a logistical question. Who lit and fueled the torches? If she's chained up down here and this door was... Let's just... Nobody wants my question.
Her voice, harsh but controlled, carries up the stairs.
Is that a visitor I hear? Please, come downstairs. It's been a while since I've had company.
We have rage font.
Yeah.
We have a reasonable and human sounding voice.
Right?
You shouldn't have come down here unarmed.
Hush. There's torches right there.
Does she remember us?
Good question, Skeptic.
Why?
You walk down the stairs and lock eyes with the princess.
Look!
She looks up at you, the heavy collar around her neck clanking loudly as she moves. The chains binding both her wrists to the far wall, joining the metallic chorus as she adjusts her hands in her lap.
Okay, so this is obviously new, but also, why is this one still
why is there a
here and
fourth?
broken?
Is this a reflection of the last?
Because look, now we've got bars on the window like we
And she's
suspected.
triply nailed down.
And she's much more nailed down. And her proportions are much more human. Look at her waist. And look, that it looks like she's still got a tiara on, but it looks like the same material as the chains on the walls. Both arms are chained, and neither of them look broken, damaged. Stitch, I think that's an excellent question. If we ever get to see our other hand, is it gonna have a chain on it? Yep.
Oh my god.
Yes. Oh, ho, 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 ho.
So much for cutting her out of here.
Do you hear yourself right now? Cutting her out of here never should have been on the table.
Hush.
Have you noticed the empty chain on the wall?
Thank you!
Odd that in a place where everything seems to serve a distinct purpose, there would be something so obviously useless.
That was there last time too, wasn't it?
Thank you! Yes. You're thinking the way I'm thinking. Good. Keep going.
It was.
What an interesting development. Why don't you have a seat? I'm sure the two of us have quite a bit to talk about.
She knows. She remembers. The prisoner. Look at the tiara. It's made of chain. I I wonder if we were both chained up and she sent us to make a break for it?
Stitch's theory of when you see your other hand, it will have a manacle on it.
I think so. I totally think so.
Wow.
Oh, this has gotten... How
Wow.
did it get even better? How did it get... How? It's so good. It's so good and it's so late. Oh, gosh.
Want to take a quick break and come back and close out? Or
No,
just
I
close
think
out?
we're going to have to close it out and do a little bit of a shenanigan so people are not going to bet on Nightmare Fuel.
Okay.
But why don't we take 1 or 2 minutes just to stretch and I could use a refill really quick. And we will then, process our emotions, okay? We'll be right back. We'll just do a really quick one. How did it get better? You can take your headphones off.
We are made of questions. Made of questions.
We still have about a minute to run in the ad break, so how did it get better? It got even better. What was your theory? You think...
I think, because I know Black Tabby have spent a lot of time watching streams of people playing it, I think they've been taking notes.
I think they're intentionally incorporating in like the conversations people are having about, but how come I can't do this or what about this? I know it's tightened up, which is incredible because it wasn't terribly flabby of a demo to start with, but it's really impactful. The slight differences in the music are fantastic. Yeah, says Black Tabby, if you're watching, we hope all of our theories and reactions feed you and we love you and we are desperate for the full game. This is so good. Stitch has got me thinking about them all being aspects of the same person, especially when you take into account being locked into your own mind, which is something that happens a lot with coma patients. The core mechanic of, I want to know where the voices come from. Who is the hero? Who is the skeptic? Who is the contrarian? It seems to be that seems to be the voice that expresses like the emotion or personality behind the choices you make in the previous run.
Yeah.
While we know that the actions you take in regards to the princess seems to impact how she is incarnated the next time around.
Yeah.
It affects her physical reality, but we carry that mentally. I wonder if there... You know what I would really love is if there was a mode for the game, the full game, where it's like you have to go through this and try to get all the voices so that you get all the perspective and see how she changes each time. Okay, so the prisoner was new to us.
Yep.
The stranger we had encountered before.
Middle Princess wasn't named.
Might have been. I don't know.
Ozzy, I think
I'm going to look at the stickers really quick because that's got the whole list.
Ozzy, I think you're right. I think the voices are now expressing feedback that has been raised by players and are answering them in situ.
Alistair is convinced that some of the arguments are things that we had with the narrator. All right, so I'm looking at this sheet of stickers. Let me put this link in the chat so that everybody has it, which has just been released. So we've got the Spectre, the Prisoner, that's the one we just dealt with, the Damsel, who we've seen in the previous playthrough, the Tower, that's a new one, the Nightmare, I think we've encountered before.
The Stranger,
we definitely, that was our first playthrough. The Adversary, the Razor, the Witch, that's new, I think we've seen the Beast before as well. Only the post-death princess gets a name.
That's super interesting.
So when you like finish the demo, there's that nice smashed cut title card of the blah available. Is the knife a princess also? I don't think so. I think there was just space for the knife, and who wouldn't want a knife sticker? Adversary is the Fury from before. I agree. I'm really curious about the Witch and the Tower. Those two are definitely new. And the Prisoner we got. And I think I think we had the Damsel before. I'll have to go and look at my accomplishments.
The Stranger, and I think we've had the Nightmare before.
I think the one that we didn't get in our previous playthrough was the Spectre.
Yeah, I have a vague memory of reading the Spectre is deliberately very hard to trigger. I think there's quite a narrow data set that leads you to that.
Yes, Dean, many wives, too little time. Agreed. All right, let us, first of all, curse the fact that the rest of the game is not available, but that's okay because now I need to go play through it enough to find all the rest of these people. And I think we'll start next stream. Let's play this again, and let's do a silent speed run. We'll just run in and slay her.
Full on Conan. Walk in, stab.
I don't need info. I don't need to talk to the narrator. I will be, lone wolf and cub here to do the slaying, and then we'll see what happens. That's it. We went back to the Spectre using a guide, or I watched a video because I remember seeing
that.
it. There was one that we didn't get. I think my instinct says it was either the Spectre or the Nightmare that we didn't get on our first time we played through. There's something funny from your stream last time. You did get them all, but turned one of them into the Stranger by running away on the second day, so you didn't get the achievement for it. Oh, okay, interesting. No negotiation, no words, just stab. Yep, that's Wendy's request. Is we do a silent stab run.
Looking forward to silent murder chalk.
Exactly. All right, so we have some shenanigans for the evening. Let me just dig them up. These are just a little tiny bit of shenanigans, which is probably a good thing because Wendy's going to turn into a pumpkin in 6 minutes. But next week, I think we are gonna do.
You mean after this?
Next week? No, not after this. It's already midnight.
I'm confusing you. You've got it.
Oh, you want to talk about the other thing? Well, let's do the shenanigans first, and then we'll talk about the other thing. Okay. We'll do the shenanigans, and then we'll tell you what we're planning for the next short shenanigan, maximum slay. Precisely. All right. Now let me find it. Where are you? Shenanigans. Oh, my throat's a little tight. My voice is getting a little tight anyway. All right. I don't think this thing has a title.
You want me to kick off?
Yes.
If you read in a frog paper, specimen was released in the field immediately after capture, chances are very good that what it actually means is I dropped the damn frog, and despite the fact that we all fell over each other, no one could recapture it.
Sometimes when I'm sad, I go read through the tags on this post because they are 70% other biologists saying things like, and also fuck field mice. And that crab almost broke my finger. And I'm reassured that I am not the only one who has bobbled a word frog right into their cleavage. Plus 6 or 7 people who just can't figure out what a frog paper could possibly be. Guys, it's a scientific paper about frogs. And this one, hashtag, my favorite part about this is that it implies that this person has read multiple frog papers, which made me laugh despairingly because, and here is a screenshot of this person's master's research folder with an entire giant list of papers about frogs. Bro, you don't even know.
What is the code entomologists use for? I stepped on it. I'm so sorry. It was dark out and the specimen was very small.
Impromptu dissection was performed under less than optimal lighting conditions.
Impromptu dissection is an alarming phrase in any context, and I thank you for it.
Specimen was removed from the study pool due to abnormal interaction responses.
I am reblogging this 98% for the second to last comment. Holy shit, I'm fucking choking.
I'm enjoying the tag/replies discussing the proper conjugation of to yeet. I am in favor of the decision that the future perfect is will have yeeten.
Expanding this, NASA has a few gems from their report language. Underwent unplanned rapid disassembly. It exploded, and it wasn't an explosion we wanted to happen.
Litho-braking maneuver. It stopped because it hit the goddamn ground.
Oh, I'm using that one. Engine-rich exhaust. The engine bell melted or evaporated, or the engine ejected itself out the back of the rocket without having a very good reason to do so.
Fishing orbit.
The craft is in the ocean. Sorry, you go.
It's okay. The craft is in the ocean instead of space, and we didn't mean to put it there.
Thrust was observed along an undesired vector. The engine leaked, and the rocket spun off into oblivion.
Wearing his manager's hat. A moron who shouldn't be an engineer, a reference to the infamous quote, take off your engineer hat and put on your manager hat, in the meeting in which the Challenger was cleared for launch.
Received an unrequested transfer. He's dead.
Oh, gosh. This goes on. All right. Are all of these replies?
Yes.
Oh, good grief. Listen, this shit even happens with intangibles, and I have, in fact, accidentally bobbled a GPS unit into my cleavage. Also, sometimes you gotta chase the data points ridiculously.
There are so many frog papers.
Shout out to fellow herpetologists.
I no longer have a good grasp of on typical interactions with bugs. Needs to be on your business cards.
And this proves the point that sometimes it's how we say things that determines if what is said will be understood or not, and by whom.
I imagine no ethics board would be on board with calling it anything other than dissection with no clearly discernible results due to lighting difficulty.
A kangaroo rat hopped/slipped down my jumpsuit once, and it was definitely an ordeal for everyone involved.
Specimen remains unidentified due to inclement weather.
With soil, the code for it, my idiot lab partner contaminated about half the samples by touching them, and now we have to resample the whole fucking catchment, is due to the unusually high carbon concentration found in 100% of the samples, the whole catchment was resampled to obtain whether these initial results were accurate.
I love Science Tumblr.
I live for overly honest science memes.
Okay, now I get it. And here I thought frogs had their own newspapers. Maybe they should.
Oh, Days, are you writing about... Oh, I'm not going to say that word.
Chytridiomycosis.
So, or we could just not use live fucking animals as test subjects.
Most of the research that involves catching wild animals has to do with observation only. As in, you find an area where there's a lot of X thing, so you look at the frog population to see how it reflects this and compare it to another place without a lot of X.
Although sometimes you don't let them go again. Usually it's just a few, though, and hopefully the research being done has the potential to benefit the population as a whole.
Might I also add certain birds can wiggle out of your hands way too easily if you don't prepare yourself?
Impromptu dissection, noon band name.
There's a hashtag on Twitter for fieldwork fails, and it is full of stories like these.
Not all specimens were able to be gendered. My fucking fruit flies woke up too early from the anesthesia and flew off.
I love this. I miss studying working in the field.
Well, so-and-so is absolutely right, though there is an ever higher number of anthropologists who will admit that a wall of dicks might be because they like dicks. Still a minority, but things are changing.
Couldn't figure out how anyone could misinterpret frog paper, then immediately had a mental image of stationery made from mashed frogs. I regret.
This just in, biologists cover up their shenanigans with fancy big words. Have I got a thing to tell you about lawyers? Okay.
What's the acronym for laughing so hard I'm crying?
Only on Tumblr would you see the conjugation of to yeet.
Where was this post when I flung a Dobson fly halfway across the stream because it freaked me out during random invertebrate sampling? I was depressed for like a week because I shrieked like a little bitch in front of my professor and lost an important sample.
Okay, random invertebrate sampling is my band name. So you didn't, like, run some tests to see if you could isolate whatever component in human blood was helping the component along?
Meanwhile, I just this year learned yeet means throw. I thought it was just a random nonsense word. What was it before? I'm old.
And this will go on forever. There was an unexplained contamination of the equipment. Further cleaning was required before test was repeated, aka used glassware previously used by undergraduates and caused an explosion.
My favourite technical euphemism is still resize operator error for when the equipment spontaneously reconfigures the user.
Oh gosh. I thought frog papers were like newspapers, but for frogs.
It's just too good, isn't it? I was laughing out loud at gone 12 a.m. due to this.
I think we'll cut it off there because
Yes.
we will go on for this.
Also, that post has gifted me litho breaking. And as someone who writes science fiction of that sort from time to time, I'm going to go litho break something.
Yes, you were absolutely going to use litho breaking. All right, let's talk about where we're going to be next time around.
You can next find us on Friday when the next issue of our pop culture newsletter, The Full Lid, will go live. This week it's books. It's just fucking books all the way down. It's great.
And it is award nomination season, so we will be letting you know what awards you could nominate us for. Please and thank you. You know, unlike Mr. himself who got his win in early here. All right. And then on Sunday,
Stray again.
We'll playing more Stray. We've made it to Midtown. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
And we have youth who wish to breakdance that we have to turn off the cameras for. And
the kids want to dance and be free.
There was something else that we had to do. Yeah, we think we have to sneak a mixtape into somebody's player. There's so much to do. There's absolutely so much to do. And then we will be back here next and a Mahjong game to ruin. I've ruined it repeatedly.
Many times.
Puffer Jacket City.
Yes.
Exactly. And then we'll be back here where we will do the silent speed run of slaying. Oh God, this is gonna be hard to say.
Conan did not think it too many.
And then we will also quickly talk about what else we're gonna do next week, which is probably for shenanigans start the fantastic, gigantic, lovely, epic Ask a Manager Magnus Archives fanfiction that Shiny Opals has blessed us with this week. And then once we are done with Slay the Princess's demos,
we have clearance to do a new spooky story for you.
Right.
It is a novel, a short one, and it is
a short novel. It's 60,000 words.
And it is called There Is No Anti-Memetics Division.
It is an SCP novel, and it will have all the content warnings, and it will break our brains in the most wonderful, horrific, spooky sorts of ways. And we think you're really gonna enjoy it.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
we
Stitch,
will
we are.
Hella need shenanigans for SCP. Yes. So it will be very, very good. We'll have all the buy links, of course, for the book. This was released in segments on SCP itself, but it's now available through Amazon as an independently published novel, and we have the author's permission, Quantum, to stream it. We're also going to try and line up an interview with Quantum afterwards as well, because in addition to Anti-Memetics Division, Quantum has written a 5-chapter, 6-chapter SCP Control crossover fic that we may also be streaming, because doesn't that just sound amazing? And we would love to be able to talk about that as well. So what I'm saying is we are going to make a return to spooky fiction, and you are going to be very, very well fed on spooky fiction for quite a while. Right, Dean? Control the video game, and SCP, the like supernatural controlling organization fanfiction crossover. I'm all over
vibes.
it.
So many vibes.
There will be very, very fantastic spooky vibes for sure. Well, now I'm spending my last day off tomorrow finishing Control. It's such a good game. Wait. Finishing Control. Have you done the scene? My favorite level. You will know it when you see it. If so, ping me on Discord and we'll talk about it. But in the meantime, we need to let poor Wendy go to bed.
We do, because she is mid-pumpkin. So.
We missed you as well,
So
Shiny.
good to be back,
Thank you so much
Shiny.
for coming back. You haven't. Wendy is so orange right now. Dean, we will talk. You must go play Control. We will talk. Exactly.
Thank you so much for joining us, folks. This has been great. I've been Alistair.
I've been Marguerite.
And this has been fun. We'll see you next time.
Thank you very much for everybody
Thank you,
who
folks.
donated, subscribed, gave an ad-free experience to folks. We really appreciate it. And we will see you later. I can remember where the button is.
Totes Profesh.
Totes Profesh.
Style it out.
Styling it out in my Princess Leia hoodie.